Hey everybody, what's up? It's Urban Libertarian here back again, and sorry if the audio is kind of crappy. I don't have access to my good mic right now, and I just wanted to make this video, so bear with me. Anyway, thanks for watching. I wanted to talk about how the media manipulates you using this recent Trump animals comment, which there's been several articles. I'm going to talk about this Vox one and prove to you how they manipulate you and how they already know the answer to the question, yet they still act as if they're stupid. Now, I'm assuming Dara Lind, Dara Lind, who wrote this article, is a very intelligent person. They worked for Vox. I'm sure they have a master's degree. I'm sure they went to college. You know, they have critical thinking skills. But it's obvious that they're not stupid. Okay, that's what I'm trying to make the point. It's obvious what they're trying to do because, and I'll show you with a Vox article. But everybody's in this uproar saying that Trump called immigrants animals, and that's not true. What was going on yesterday? There was a meeting in California from mayors and police from California who are against this whole sanctuary city. If you don't if you don't know what's going on here in California. It's absolutely crazy. It's like a rogue state, basically. So during this meeting, there was a conversation. I think it was like a sheriff or something between Trump, and it's obvious that Trump was referring to MS-13 as animals. And the mainstream media and the left are totally defending MS-13, and it's ridiculous. So during this meeting, it was a sheriff, Margaret Mims from Fresno, okay? And so here we go. So now ICE is the only law enforcement agency that cannot use our database to find the bad guys, okay? So the federal government can use the sheriff's database to find all kinds of different people. Homeland Security can do it. The FBI can go in there and use their database, but ICE can't, okay? So, I mean, there's cases where in the meeting they were talking about where they caught somebody for, I don't even know, for fucking weed or something stupid. I don't even know if that's even possible in California. And then the guy ends up murdering somebody like 2 weeks later or whatever. So anyway, they're talking, and he says Trump says it's a disgrace. Okay, it's a disgrace because the sheriffs can't work with the ICE agents, right? Then President says, and we're suing on that, and we're working hard, and I think it will all come together because people want it to come together. It's so ridiculous. The concept that we're even talking about it is ridiculous. We'll take care of it, Margaret. We'll win. And then the sheriff, Margaret, says, thank you. There could be an MS-13 member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about it. Okay, so the president says, and here's what he said. Okay, we have people coming into the country or trying to come in, and we're stopping a lot of them. We're taking people out of the country. Now, obviously, if you understand English, people would be referring to the noun, which would be MS-13 members, right? Okay, so when you see all these articles saying, oh, Trump's saying all of this and about immigrants, it's completely false, right? So here we go. He's talking about MS-13, right? You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. He's obviously not talking about all immigrants. That's fucking ridiculous. Get your head out of your ass, media and people who believe it. These aren't people. These are animals, and we're taking them out of the country at a level of rate, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Vox answered its own question. Look at Vox. This is February 26, okay? MS-13 explained, right? President Trump, in a speech on Friday, called them animals. Attorney General Jeff Sessions says they must be and will be stopped. Okay? The administration talks about Salvadoran gang MS-13 with hatred and intensity. But here at Vox is, now granted it's a different writer, but this writer should already know, especially if they work at fucking Vox, what Trump has referred to MS-13 as animals, right? So then Trump on deported immigrants. That's actually, so then there it is. That's disingenuous. It's disingenuous. It should be Trump on MS-13. Gang members. They're not people, they're animals. That's the real quote. And then they say whether President Trump was referring to MS-13 gang members or all deportees is unclear. It's fucking clear as day. Okay, and then you wrote this today, May 17th at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Well, here's Sarah Huckabee Sanders answering the most ridiculous fucking question from a dumbass reporter, and asking the same question, like it needs to be verified, but here we go.
4 hours. What did the president mean when he said some immigrants are not people, they're animals? The president was very clearly referring to MS-13 gang members.
Duh.
Who enter the country illegally and whose deportations are hamstrung by our laws. This is one of the most vicious and deadly gangs that operates by the motto of rape, control, and kill. If the media and liberals want to defend MS-13, they're more than welcome to. Frankly, I don't think the term that the president used was strong enough.
See, you're getting caught. You're getting caught, media. Why would you not refer these people? And listen. And also,
MS-13 has done heinous acts. It took an animal to stab a man 100 times and decapitate him and rip his heart out. It took an animal to beat a woman they were sex trafficking with a bat 28 times, indenting part of her body.
Okay, so MS-13 is known to do cruel, fucked up shit, and even Vox explains it in this article, okay, which is a pretty ridiculous article that kind of somehow Vox blames MS-13 on the United States, which is pretty interesting, and the policies of the United States. I don't know where Vox is located, but I'm in LA. I don't know if Vox is in LA, but it's a problem. Not just MS-13, but just gangs and crime in general. Okay, so let's look back at this Vox article, and you're going to see how violent this gang is. Really quick, I'm just going to jump. So I just put in MS-13 in the LA Times, okay? And look at these articles. 4 suspects with gang ties cuffed in Queens, killing of a man, shot in the head and the groin. Okay, she's got a dude in the dick. Top cop shoots their king's coward after murder threat, so they're threatening to kill cops. MS-13 gang tells members to murder Long Island cop like we do in El Salvador. Ruthless regional MS-13 boss Reaper who gave detailed murder orders jailed. Where is it? Jury deadlocks amongst charges. Reputed MS-13 gang members accused of 2001 kidnapping homicide. Vegas police say 5 arrests in MS-13 case solves 10 murders. Okay, MS-13 street gang, it's not a drug cartel, different matter, blah, blah, blah. Right, and then Vox goes on to like try to blame the U.S. and say it's not a problem and all this stuff, right? So look at this. MS-13 has become the face of Trump administration's favorite trope, the idea that people from other countries are sneaking into America and importing violence and crime. So like that's some kind of conspiracy theory. That's just some trope, right? Talking about the gang has allowed Trump to associate crime with immigration. Hello, illegal immigration, yeah, without having to deal with the inconvenient truth that immigrant crime rates, if anything, lower than those of the native born. Not true for illegal immigration. You got to separate that data there. Democrats, some local law firms argue the Trump administration nonetheless using MS-13 to demonize all immigrants, that immigrants themselves are the biggest victims of MS-13. And that's another argument too. It's so ridiculous. If you have proper immigration, then the immigrants who come in would be safe from the vicious illegal immigrant MS-13 gang members, right? So if you really want to protect immigrants, you'd really enforce illegal immigration, because that's how MS-13 gets in. Anyway, the harsh immigration enforcement impedes kind of policing laws, blah, 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 immigrants from gang members. Okay, where was it? So MS-13 started in LA. It was born in USA, started as a youth gang of Salvadorian teens in LA. More of a social than criminal group. Oh, they gathered around a shared taste of rock music and weed. That's why they have 13, because marijuana is 13 letters, in case you didn't know that. Okay, LAPD's first reference, the Mara Salvatrucha Stoners, it's 75. Okay, so it wasn't until the early 80s when Salvadorians began to flee a brutal civil war in their home country and come to the U.S. as illegal immigrants. Okay, so what happened is obviously you've got a civil war. Who do you think? I mean, yeah, you're going to have innocent people fleeing, but you're also going to have like war criminals and fucking crazy ass psycho people who've killed a bunch of people who don't give a shit coming in along with these people. And who do you think probably started the fucking MS-13 gang? Okay, so anyway, so here's where they try to blame the government on this, right? They were minor delinquents stuffed into jails and prisons where they had the time, opportunity, and incentive to become hardened criminals. Well, why were they delinquents? So they're obviously, you're saying that they were fuck-ups when they were kids. Okay, well then obviously this isn't some kind of like refugee who's trying to make a better life or whatever. I mean, maybe their parents were, I don't know, maybe they weren't, but obviously they weren't because they're already in some kind of juvenile prison. They must have done something. They don't just put you in juvenile hall for nothing, right? All right. Okay, so they have a nihilistic ethos. They marry semi-satanic imagery. Okay, it says because they like priest, Judas Priest, right? So they're really violent. Okay. Um, anyway, blah blah blah, and let's get to the end. So they blame Bush. It's not. They're trying to like say, oh, it's not really a transnational crime, and they're trying to say that it's America's fault because they exported. Basically, they're saying that the U.S. exported the Salvadorian crime gang that started as illegal immigration in LA. Well, then here's an argument for proper immigration. If you had proper vetting and didn't have these people in the country in the first place, they wouldn't have started the gang in our oppressive prison system in LA, right? And then the immigrants who came in legally wouldn't be harmed by all these MS-13 and other gang members, right? So then it seems like then if you really care about immigrants and everything, that you should have be for stricter immigration, especially for illegal immigrants. Hello. But I want to get to the end here where it just kind of like, anyway, it just talks about how they've killed people, terrible murders, all this stuff, right? Trump has cast MS-13 as a cartoon villain, as a fantasy again, but the gang is not a metaphor. Immigrant communities MS-13 preys on are very much real. Okay, the immigrant communities. So unless you're saying that there's illegal immigrants, good illegal immigrants among these bad illegal immigrants, and they're preying on this illegal immigrant community, well then, if you didn't have the illegal immigrant community to begin with, then you wouldn't have the good nor the bad, and you wouldn't have all this crime. Hello, it's not that hard. And Trump's actions to date show that he doesn't see it that way, that he sees those communities also. It's just basically, I mean, it's sad. And they're just trying to blame Trump for it. Just crazy. And then here's the manipulation that you see. Now, this is from the AP, and watch how they keep going with this. So that's just a little background on MS-13, okay? Now, again, my whole point of this video is to show you how you get manipulated. And watch, this dumbass is going to ask this same question. I don't know who it is, but you can kind of hear it. And here's how the evening news is going to start.
As animals, but this is the type of language he's used before in reference to MS-13. But broadly, he has spoken unsparingly in his criticism of immigrants who were coming to the United States from Mexico in the past. Remember the date was
So, again, so they're kind of being fair there. I don't know who that is, but they're basically saying, hey, he said he's called MS-13 animals before, but then they have to go, but he's spoken bad about immigrants from Mexico, right, and other countries south of the border, because remember he said they're bringing in rapists, and again, that was another quote out of context. Obviously, when Trump made that first quote, he was talking about like MS-13. I challenge people to have a microphone in front of your face 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, you're gonna say dumb shit, and I'll admit, yeah, Trump does have a tendency to say things and it doesn't come out right, kind of like the Kanye West thing. But I mean, you too would be making weird mistakes if you were constantly being followed by the media and slept like 3 hours a day, like Trump. Okay, but this is just how you get manipulated, and they keep going with these fake quotes like Vox. They already answered their own question. They already did a whole fucking story on this, right? And then here they are again saying, "Oh, what did he mean?" Again, and then whoever this is, probably, one of the mainstream guys that's the national news, he's gonna go, "Oh, he said it before, but he said something else, so we don't really know what he means." And then they're going to defend these, oh, my cats are getting crazy. But they're going to defend brutal gang members who go and like torturously kill people. It's insane. So use your head, people. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments.